Hello children, this is your science class and we are discussing chapter number 11, Human Eye and the Colorful World. We have discussed so many interesting topics from the lesson. We started the lesson by learning about the structure of human eye and the function of every part of human eye. Then we studied about the defects in the human eye and the methods to correct these defects. After this, we discussed about some of the beautiful things which we observe in nature, like formation of rainbow, twinkling of star, then advanced sunrise and delay in the sunset. Then we discussed about why sky appears blue in color, why clouds looks white in color. Then we discussed about the color of the sun at the time of sunset and sunrise. And in the previous session, we discussed about scattering of light. In scattering of light, we learned that it's the blue light which scatters the maximum and the red color or the red light scatters the least. Based on this concept, we have one activity which we will be performing in the laboratory. But today I am discussing this activity with you so that your understanding about the scattering of blue light to the maximum level and scattering of red light to the minimum level will be more clear. So let's see this activity. Through this activity, we will understand that blue color scatters the most and the red color of the longer wavelength scatters the least. Look at the experimental arrangement there in the image which is flashing on the screen. For the activity, we require a strong beam of white light, that is a torch, two converging lenses, a cardboard with the hole at the center, and we need a screen. Arrange the apparatus which is shown in the image which is flashing on the screen. Now children, place the strong source of white light at the focus of the converging lens, and this lens provides a parallel beam of light. Now allow this parallel beam of light to pass through the transparent glass tank containing water. Now allow beam of light to pass through the circular hole which is made in the cardboard. Obtain a sharp image of circular hole on the screen using the second converging lens, like how it is shown in the image. Now what we have to do is dissolve 200 gram of sodium thiosulfate in about 2 liters of water which is taken in the tank. Add about 1 to 2 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid into the water and observe the change. You will find that the fine microscopic sulfur particles precipitating in about 2 to 3 minutes. As the sulfur particles began to form, you will observe that the blue light from the 3 sides of the glass tank. This is due to the scattering of short wavelengths by the minute colloidal sulfur particles. This you can see in the first image of this slide. In the glass tank, we can observe the blue light. Now observe the color of the transmitted light from the 4th side of the glass tank facing the circular hole. And it will be very interesting for you all to observe that at first the orange red color and then after some time a bright crimson red color will be observed on the screen. You can see this in the second image which is flashing on the screen. So this will be an interesting activity, children, to understand the scattering of light. So with this, our understanding about why the sky colors is blue, or why the sky appears blue in color, and why is the color of the sky at the time of the sunset and sunrise is reddish in color. So this is the last topic of our lesson. With this, the explanation part of our lesson is over. But I want all of you to go through the lesson once, and for that we will have a quick revision of all the topics which we have covered in this lesson. This is the first page of the chapter, children. Chapter 11, Human Eye and the Colorful World. And the chapter starts with the topic, the human eye. If you remember, the very first video of this lesson is based on structure of human eye and the function of every part of human eye. So in the book, the diagram of the human eye is given and different parts are labeled. So please see the other diagram which is flashing on the screen. Cornea is the outermost bulging part of the eye where the light falls and gets refracted. Just behind the cornea, aqueous humor, it is a liquid which is present. Then iris, which gives color to our eyes. At the center of the iris, a small opening is present that is called as pupil. And the main function of the pupil is to control the amount of light entering into our eye. If the light is bright, the pupil will contract, and if the light is dim or if the light is dull, then the pupil will dilate or it will expand. Just behind the pupil is the most important part of our eye, and that is crystalline lens. The main function of the crystalline lens is to refract the light and forms an image on the retina. Retina is screen of our eye and the image is formed on the retina. Now once the image is formed, the signal has to be reached to the brain, and that is done through the optic nerve. So this is how our eye functions and we get the sensation of vision. The next page of our textbook is the heading Power of Accommodation. And power of accommodation is the main function of crystalline lens. This crystalline lens has tendency to adjust its focal length depending upon the position of the object. So if the object is very close to us, the crystalline lens will bulge out and the focal length of the lens decreases, and so we can see nearby objects clearly. Now if the object is far away from us, then the lens gets elongated or it gets flattened. Due to that, its focal length increases and the object is seen clearly to us. So this tendency of adjusting the focal length by the crystalline lens is its function, that's power of accommodation. Then if you turn the page, you will see this heading, Defects of Vision and Their Correction. Children, this is the second video of our lesson. If you see this video, all the defects in the eye and the correction of these defects are discussed in the second video. The topic starts with the first defect, that is myopia, which is also called as nearsightedness or short-sightedness. The person suffering with this disease can see the objects which are very close to him but cannot see the objects which are far away from him. And the image of the object is formed in front of the retina. You can see this with the image flashing on the screen. Now to correct this defect, we need a lens which will diverge the rays of light and bring the object or bring the image of the object on the retina. And the diverging lens is concave lens. So myopia is corrected by using a concave lens of appropriate focal length. Then the next defect which is discussed is hypermetropia, which is also called as farsightedness or long-sightedness. So in this defect, the person can see the object which is far away from them, but they cannot see the objects which are very close to them. And the image of the object is formed beyond retina. So to correct this defect, we need a lens which has tendency to converge the rays of light and will bring the image on the retina. And the converging lens is convex lens. So hypermetropia is corrected by using a convex lens of appropriate focal length. After that, the next defect which is discussed is presbyopia. Now this presbyopia, it happens because of the old age. As people grow old, the ciliary muscles become very weak, and hence the function of the ciliary muscle is not proper. So during this time, the person cannot see the objects which are very close to them. So this defect is also called as old age hypermetropia. Sometimes people cannot see the objects which are very close to them, and at the same time they cannot see the object which are far away from them. At such case, the person is given a bifocal lens. So the upper part of the lens is used to correct hypermetropia, and the lower part of the lens is used to correct the myopia. So this is how the defect is corrected. Along with this, I also told you about astigmatism, which is the defect in the cornea. And astigmatism can be corrected by using the cylindrical lens. Okay, after this I told you something about the cataract. Cataract means the person cannot see the objects clearly. The objects looks blurred. There is some haziness in the eyes. A very thin white color layer is formed on the crystalline lens. So this cataract can be removed by simple laser operation. Okay children, so we discussed all these things in the second video. Along with that, we also discussed about the importance of the eye donation. So I want all of you to go through the video so that it will be a nice revision for all of you. And my intention to show you the pages of the book is, you will get the feel of turning the pages of your textbook, and you will understand that yes, all these topics we have discussed in the videos. So along with this, I am also attaching a worksheet for you. Please solve the worksheet and understand how much you can recollect. So the remaining part of the lesson we will revise in the next period. Till then, bye and take care.